Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon. As a way of introduction, my name is Zaid Al-Akil, and I'm the marketing manager for Amadeus Saudi Arabia. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our speakers and read the organizers behind setting up our 2021 ATM virtual session. The topic for this session is NDC, so bringing modern retail experience to the travel industry. Now, as an introduction, our industry is in a state of unprecedented change. Now more than ever, travel industries is rapidly changing. There's no doubt that COVID-19 will continue to shape the way we travel and influence those who travel many and many times to come. However, when challenges are faced, so as opportunities. We need to explore abundant sectors and build new foundations for future growth and prosperity. Now let's pause for a second and think about how travel confidence can be a key to recovery. How can we collaborate and rebuild better industry and leverage the latest technology to create better journeys for travelers around the world? Joining us are two of our Amadeus experts to share their insights. Therefore, I'd like to welcome Engineer Nashat Bukhari, General Manager of Amadeus Saudi Arabia. Hello, Nashat, how are you?
Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kul aam antum bikhair. Hello everyone, and wishing you a blessed Ramadan and happy Eid as this occasion comes in a few days from now. Thank you.
Thank you, and Ramadan, happy Eid. Since this is obviously a recorded session, so we're obviously wishing everyone happy Eid in advance and Ramadan Mubarak. And sorry for joining us as well. Our next expert, Mr. Mark Redley, Head of Airline Distribution, Solution NDC Program at Amadeus. Hello, Mark, how are you? And thanks for being with us today.
Hello, Zaid. Hello, Nashat. I'm really pleased to be here with you today. Thanks for inviting me. I think we're going to have a great session.
Thank you. And again, welcome to the virtual ATM session. So Nashat, just to start, before we get into the NDC discussion, let's talk about travel recovery. What can be done to increase travelers' trust, confidence, and encourage demand?
Well, good question. We should rely heavily on technology. Technology is a key factor for communicating new guidelines and protocols. All travel industries, stakeholders and providers such as airlines, travel agencies, OTAs, government, and other verticals, they should rely on this technology. Technology is the key factor in giving the travel confidence. This is the first thing. Second thing, we should be focusing on creating digital travel experience, not just for safe travel that people want, they need more of digitization and communicating through digital platforms. Digital solutions such as health passports, travel passes, and so on, they bring more confidence and more safer travel to the industry. One last thing is that showing travel in action and the people and traveling in safe and smooth way. So these are the main things that we can collaborate, and we bring the travel safe and confidence to the industry.
Okay, thank you, Nashat. So talking about the industry, I agree that travel journey and experience is imperative, and certainly it requires unprecedented global coordination between the travel companies, government, and public authorities. Now, in your opinion, how best can we all work together to open up travel?
We first need to work together to help build and trust and safe travel ecosystem by first delivering the right and up-to-date information to the customers, to the travelers in general. Because the restrictions are changing from country to country, from time to time, and so on. We need to balance the need for information and data with privacy in the next normal. The role of the health and immunity certificates, standardized tests and trace the opening up destinations. We will see more rise in the health and immunity certificates, and they become bigger and bigger. And these certificates should be injected and should be flowing within the ecosystem. Passengers, airlines, travel providers, travel suppliers, and need the digital and connected solutions. to cope up with these new regulations and changing world. For example, the digital travel pass and digital health passports are essential now to travel from place to place. So we need to communicate this one, and it should be displayed and it should be injected in the ecosystem. As an IT global a global IT company, we are also developing solutions to address these things, and that includes development of touchless automation and touchless and biometric technologies, as well as development of digital travel ID solutions. We are also providing decision support tools for travelers and travel sellers to understand the risk and rules around them.
Okay, thank you, Nashat. Appreciate you sharing your insights and your opinion on how to keep safe travel. So speaking about technology, how can it help to rebuild the travel industry?
Well, over the few years, we have gone through gradual evolution to meet the changing needs of the travelers and leverage the latest technology innovations, so on. What happened now with the COVID-19, it accelerated this, and personalization, mobile, frictionless technology, chatbots, artificial intelligence, and robotics are a must in technology. And they relate the feeding this evolution since travel COVID-19. We have seen some of these trends accelerate, so we can give travelers confidence to travel and a better way of traveling. Again, digital health passports and will be a vital tool in opening up travel.
Thank you, Nashat. So, can you give us an example of how Amadeus has been a positive technology enabler to promote safe travel?
Amadeus, at Amadeus, we have added a new capability to Travel ID, a secure platform for our travel providers customers that connects and digitizes, automates travelers' identification and document validation across travel journey, while meeting the requirements of the regularities and so on. So traveler ID contributes safe travel ecosystem. Amadeus Global Program, which is working to help restart travel by bringing together travelers, government, and travel providers to meet these challenges post the COVID-19. Privacy, security are very essential. Also, has been addressed. Also, integrating this solution with multiple health information aggregators is another thing that we have done.
Thank you, Nashat. Definitely privacy and security is something that's imperative to ensure that our travelers are safe and feel safe for travel to come. Information, how do you think it has been a strong enabler to the travel industry?
COVID-19 has affected the travel industry bad. It's one of the most affected industry in the world. So it has been an acceleration of digital transformation because of the COVID-19. The combination of big data and artificial intelligence has set to revolutionize the customer experience, who are nowadays connected 24/7, connected with multiple sites through multiple devices and so on. The consumer, they want options and the choice to take their own choices. They want not only personalized offers, but also simplicity and clarity and in researching and booking and through all the travel channel choice. Traveler, like I said, they want simplicity and personalization. They want tailor-made offers on their preferred channel where they can compare and shop for more. As an example, let me give you an example, which is the NDC, the new distribution capabilities. Airlines, they are emerging post-COVID-19. They were emerging their businesses. They want to be flexible. They want to update continuously. They want to sell all their contents. What they want to do is just to provide this one to the consumer and the travelers, and it's very important for them to have it on their hands. NDC allows the airlines to in turn into travel sellers offer more tailored services and ancillaries for these travelers, driving more value, more revenues for them, and also more information and easy of selecting and coming up with building their itineraries. So we are seeing great engagement across the industry to deliver the NDC and as its foundation to modern travel retailing. Like I said before, NDC allows airlines. It also allows the travel agencies more information about, it gives them more information about flights, amenities, ancillary services, richer content to serve the customers, including images, videos, and so on, driving more value to the travelers and more revenues for travel companies. We are seeing there is also, again, a great engagement from these guys. NDC gives agencies access to dynamic pricing, which is very important for them. Also, especially the negotiated fares and bundled offers and alternative offers, more ancillaries, and so on. So NDC will be the key factor in the future, and it will be one of the main drivers for the customers or the consumers to check and build their itineraries with the confidence and with more reliance on the information that they get.
Thank you, Nashad. Appreciate you sharing your added value and expertise in the topic. Yes, I agree. NDC definitely provides a richer content and better experience direct to traveler sellers. And I think this is one of the important facts of our topic is what is the added value. So obviously the airlines are looking for more direct booking flow, and then the traveler sellers are looking for something that's a bit more simplified, highest technology and whatnot. And I think this is something that the industry offers, as well as Amadeus. So speaking about NDC, I'm pleased to present our next NDC expert at Amadeus, so Mr. Mark Redley, Head of Airline Distribution and Solution NDC Program.
Hello again.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Thank you for being with us today. Now that we've heard a bit about NDC, could you tell us about a bit more about it? So why NDC and why now?
Yeah, I'd be very happy to. Although it seems to me you've got a great expert in Nashat, so he understands very well where we're going with NDC. So NDC is, at its heart, it's only really a communications protocol which is changing. But it's coming at the time where we see huge changes across all of retail, and we start to talk about retail transformation in travel. So what's that really going to mean? It means building marketplaces. There's going to be much more competition across the travel suppliers and the travel sellers. Part of it is driven by the customer behavior. So, everybody now is used to using different kind of apps or websites for making their shopping and buying products and services. So everybody now has a level of sophistication which is much higher. They want to be able to compare and contrast the best offers, the ones which are going to suit them. They want to understand what's out there. They don't just go to a supplier direct site. They want to be able to, or have to go to multiple supplier direct sites. They want one place where they can make those comparisons. So from the airline side, to be competitive in these kind of marketplaces, they need to be able to put the right offers in front of those people who want to buy. So they need a little bit more control than they've had previously to do that. So they want to be able to understand who the customer is, to be able to formulate the best offer and present it back. They're trying to improve their conversion and, if possible, to improve their yield. So all of this is coming. NDC is helping to do that.
Thank you, Mark. So as per my understanding, so NDC is a critical enabler in the larger vision of modern travel retailing across the travel supply chain?
Absolutely. So we say it's a critical enabler because we've had the old technologies there for many years and they've worked very well and they're very performant, but they don't have the wealth and depth of information that could be exchanged in both directions. So we're talking about this conversational commerce. So it's the customer saying what they want, for us to understand who those customers are. For the airline side, taking that understanding and to build their offers so they can present back what they hope is going to be the most interesting offer. So it's about having the customer at the center. Okay, it's pulling them right there so they have the choice and eventually will choose the best thing for them. So here, across the industry, especially in Amadeus, though, NDC is just part of this whole transformation process. So we also look at the other big IATA initiative, which is One Order. So One Order is the move away from the existing PNRs, existing tickets, to move to a much more modern concept, which is around the order itself. So within an order, you'll be able to hold lots of information about the customer, about the products which are being delivered, maybe about exchangeability of the products. So all of this will come together, will make things easy to understand, easy to change. So on the Amadeus side, on our IT side, we're actually building a brand new offer management system from the bottom up. We're not trying to convert our old GDS to offer management. We're starting from zero, working very much hand in hand with our airline and travel seller customers, and of course with the IATA industry experts.
Okay, so just the first question that comes to mind is Mark, is that different from how on what we're doing today?
Yes, very much so. So if you understand a little bit how it works in the GDS today, the airlines, they put all of their information out to different other third parties. So they put their fares in ATPCO, they put their schedules in OAG, and the GDSs, we've built these systems to take that information, number crunch it, so we can understand which seats are available on a particular route. We can understand the fares for that route, and we are building those offers. So we're understanding what is going to be the cheapest ones. We do that for multiple airlines, and we can do it very fast and we can do it very quickly. Okay, and that's been how it's been working for a long time. Excuse me. But the airlines themselves are saying, well, why should I leave it to the GDS to decide what's going to be my best fare, my best offer? I might know that actually I've got something maybe not exactly the same time, the same day as the customer wants to travel, but could be cheaper on another day. So maybe I want to propose that. Maybe I've built some promotions dedicated to a particular customer or particular travel seller, and I want to push those. Okay, the GDS is not going to do that for me. I need to do that. So in this case, they're taking all of that IT in-house, all that number crunching we've done as a GDS, and they're doing it themselves. So we will go to them as a GDS and say, please give us your best offer for this customer. This is the type of journey they're doing. They come up with whatever they want. They send it back to us. We present it to the customer. And again, because we're doing this for a number of different airlines, we can aggregate all of those results together. So even if we've got 5, 6, 10, 20 NDC customers, plus the traditional, we put all that back into one display. We present it back to the travel seller who can present it to their customer. So here we're putting choice to the customer.
Change of mindset, indeed. Definitely change of mindset. So what does that mean for Amadeus, for example?
Okay, so in Amadeus, we play both sides in this game, as it were. So as an IT supplier to airlines, we have our PSS system, and on that we have Altair NDC. So this is allowing this number crunching, which I spoke about earlier, to happen, and the airline has control. We have a merchandising system on top, so they can do their special offers and things like this. In our sister company, Navitaire, they have a very similar suite of products, more aimed at the low-cost airlines. So we can do this from an IT perspective, and we can send that NDC to any aggregator. So it's not just through Amadeus. We're working with all of the other aggregators in the market. Now, within Amadeus, for those on the more GDS side, so maybe more the customers who are going to watch this today, So here we've built something which we're calling the travel platform. So here we're taking all of the different information in, and this is where we're doing this aggregation. So we can poll the different airlines, we put it all together, and we present it back. So gluing those two things together, we have something called Amadeus NDC Connect. So this is because we know from the IT side what information is required, and from the travel seller side what information can be supplied and again required. We can make those things flow very well together. So it's very easy. It's much quicker for us to implement an Altair NDC carrier on the travel platform than others. Although, of course, the travel platform, we don't work with just Altair customers. We work with any airline worldwide who wants to send us their NDC content.
Okay, thank you, Mark. So you've mentioned, now that you've mentioned Amadeus travel platform, could you elaborate a bit more on the subject?
Yeah, sure. So the travel platform really is this aggregation layer in the middle. So we talk about taking air content, hotels, cars, all of the things that you typically can sell through the GDS. And we take that in a variety of formats. So the traditional legacy, Edifact and things like this. NDC, obviously, which we were just speaking about. For some of the other suppliers, the non-air suppliers, they've had XML APIs in the market for a long time, and we can already consume those. Also, we can work with other aggregators, you know, we can get content from them. So the idea is we put all of this content in the travel platform. On top of that, then we have the different, let's say, presentation layers. So this could be something like Cell Connect, you know, our state-of-the-art GUI for offline travel agents. It can be through web services. So for those customers who want to build their own online travel agency or to build their own front office system, then we can power self-booking tools like Cytric, bots, I think Nashat mentioned earlier. So all of these different channels are powered from the same level of data. So it doesn't mean if you're using one, you've got access to one set of information, and if you're using another, something else. It's all driven from the same platform.
Well, it sounds like a good strategy, but is it just a strategy at this point?
Absolutely not. So one thing I'm really pleased to say is, you know, we've been live now in production for quite a while, and we're covering lots and lots of functionality across all of those different channels that I mentioned. So we, first of all, shopping and booking, sometimes called the prime booking flow. So this is the shop, order, pay, the same way that you'd maybe shop on any type of e-commerce website. You make your shopping request, you look to see different offers, you decide which one it is, and then you go through the payment. In here, we have a fully aggregated search, so we can look across the different suppliers, whether they're NDC or legacy. We present that back to the customer through all fares. The standard user interface that they're using today, so we don't have a different user interface for NDC compared to the normal booking, let's say. We're completely supporting ancillary services, so seats and bags and all of that great stuff. Payment through either credit card or through the BSP. So again, following the normal types of payments that travel sellers are used to. We have something for them called Margin Manager. So it's for them to manage on top, maybe their own service charges and things like this. Now, that's great for booking. And I think when NDC was first created, everybody was completely obsessed with being able to find the best offer. It was all about how to sell. But actually, once we start talking to professional travel agencies, they say, okay, it's good that I can sell the cheapest fare, but you know, I'm doing much more than that. You know, I'm the one who's sending out itineraries. You know, I'm the one who has to look after changes. You know, we don't want my customer to try and have to go back to an airline call center. You know, we know the problems they're trying to get through online, through the telephone or something. You know, unfortunately, the pandemic has shown us that there are lots of cancellations, changes to flights. So this has really brought home that the servicing piece is very important. So to be able to also manage involuntary changes or voluntary when the customer wants to change themselves and just cancels and refunds. All of that is there. And probably the final piece for the travel sellers is how do those downstream processes work? Do you have a duty of care to your traveler if you're in a corporate environment to understand where they are, to know how to contact them? You've probably got other systems which are doing that. I mentioned sending out itineraries and invoices. Again, this won't be from a central system, that will be from your mid and back office. And what we've done is to make sure that the NDC information, the data, flows exactly the same way, so that you can fill those systems as you do today and continue your practices, so that it doesn't really upset what it is that you're doing. You don't have to create any new procedures or have any additional expense there.
Thank you, Mark. Fully integrated end-to-end flow indeed. Just another question that comes to mind. So if I were looking for an NDC aggregator, what should I be looking for?
Okay, so if you're looking for an NDC aggregator, what I'd say, obviously everybody's talking about content. Content is king. You know, which airlines are available on the platform, and which services are they going to sell through that kind of platform? Which ones are there now? Which ones do you expect it to be there in the future? Also, when we're talking about the future, maybe you also need to think about who you're buying this system from. You know, we know that there's some huge changes coming over the next probably year or so with changes to the messaging system. You know, there's going to be massive upgrades needed across the entire industry. You know, whoever you're working with, will they have the ability to invest to keep up to date as things are changing fast? But also, you know, it's not just about the airlines on there, it's the functionality, it's the possibility to make sure that your existing processes are still working and will continue to work as they do. So all the things I was mentioning that we're able to do, make sure that whoever you're going to work with can do exactly all of those. And maybe last but not least, there's also a commercial consideration. Within Amadeus, we still have the model where the travel sellers are not having to pay for that content, whereas some of the other aggregators in the market, they've flipped the model a little bit. For you to get NDC content, you actually have to pay for that.
Okay, so now that you've mentioned what to look for as an aggregator, so let's say for an example, I'm a travel seller. What would be my interest in doing that?
I think as we move into this much more competitive market, we already start to see a number of airlines bringing what we call differentiated content to the market. So in here, we're talking about things like use of promotional codes, maybe recognition of frequent flyer, maybe additional price points or dynamic pricing. All of these things haven't been available really through the old legacy platforms, and they are going to be available through NDC. If your customer is looking for the best deal, you're going to have to be able to find the best deal. And if the airlines are only putting those deals through NDC, if you're not in it, you're going to miss out, and maybe your customer will go to your competitor. So I think as we move forward, there are going to be lots of opportunities. We're going to see maybe different ways of shopping, which we haven't seen today. Maybe we end up borrowing some concepts from other markets out there, you know, consumer goods, and who knows whatever else. So I think we're coming to a very exciting time. We're just at the start of it, and things are going to change. And if you stick with the old way of you know, finding a fare and then trying to find a flight, you might be left behind.
Thank you, Mark. I think as you mentioned previously as well, it's a change of mindset, and it's taking that opportunity ahead to think about what are the right technology that's added value to both the traveler sellers and the customers. So I think it would help as well if you can give us an idea on how NDC really works. Is there a demo perhaps that you could share with us here today?
Okay. Yep. So we've got a demo prepared, which I won't talk through every single step, but I'll just kind of explain first of all what you're going to see. First of all, there will be a booking made through Cytric. This is the corporate desktop tool that will later be retrieved and serviced via CellConnect. Anyway, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so here we see the Cytric tool. So this is a CellConnect tool. Here we see CellConnect tool. Now we're going to just switch over to Cytric. The customer is logging in, the traveler's logging in. They already have their profile because it's a corporate tool. And they're looking for a journey from London Heathrow to Dallas. So here we see a number of offers being returned by American Airlines, in this case, with a different set of fares. This actually is NDC content, although it's not displayed as such to the traveller. Working as a corporate, maybe you don't understand travel at all, so NDC means nothing to you. All you need to know is that you're getting the best deal, the most appropriate one for your company. Okay, so the booking's made. Unfortunately, sometimes things have to change. In this case, we can see that the customer is going to contact their travel seller to ask for a change in the itinerary. So we're using the PNR locator that we had from the original booking from Mr. Taylor. There it is. So it's retrieved through our normal Cell Connect. Here we can see our record locator, the airline record locator. And this time in the segments, the air segments, you can see the NDC tag, that mauve little lozenge there. So we know this was an NDC booking, and this is NDC. So we're just looking here, this is what we want to change, the return journey. So we just click on Modify NDC Itinerary. Just going to make a simple change in the date. That's very quickly repriced by American Airlines. So, we've sent a message to them. They've looked at their offers. They've come back with a new offer and a new price. And assuming that we like it, we can just very simply save that and confirm it. So no need to use ATC, ticket changer. This is all done in the background by the airline themselves.
I believe there's many other features as well, and they see that the customers can discover.
So we also are able to select seats, to do bags, as I mentioned earlier. All of this is here, and it's live today. Actually, I think we're going to show a seat selection now. Actually, so again, we have a graphical type of seat map. Here we're getting lots more information on the seat characteristics than maybe we had previously. Again, this information being sent back by the airline directly. In the future, we should be able to support, or we do support, but the airline's not sending it, things like pictures. So in this kind of display, we should also see a photo of the seat, should they want to send it to us. So that's one of the things about NDC. We have much more information that can be exchanged between our systems to help this kind of booking and these flows. Okay, I think here now we're just going to go into the mid-back office, AGM in this case, but the same information can be sent to any mid-back office if you're working with a third-party supplier. So here we're just pulling up that booking from Mr. Taylor again, and you should be able to see the information in here for the changed itinerary. So using that, you'll be able to correctly bill your customer and collect the additional collection. Okay, I hope that.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate it. It's quite depth demo.
There are I can see there are so many developments in the future will come. The opportunities are wide, as Mark said just a while ago. And,
absolutely.
The future is bright, huh?
The future is very bright. I think, yes, you're right, Nasha.
So Mark, just a quick question. If you could describe to our viewers NDC sort of advice, even if you will, just in a few words, what would you say? Just a sort of a quick, short,
Okay, if you want to be prepared for the future, I think you need to understand what NDC can bring to you, understand how it can help your business. Okay, it's not a fad, it's going to be here. Understand how you can adopt it, understand how you can embrace it, because I think that way it's going to help make you a success.
Okay, thank you so much. Definitely sort of wise advice there. Well, this has been great. Thank you, Mark, for allowing us to watch a live demo, which hopefully, and I'm sure, will be very helpful and appreciated by our viewers. And as Nashat previously mentioned, flexibility to update the booking flow and accommodate today's travelers is important, but also personalization and simpler booking process is imperative. Now, to conclude, this concludes our virtual session today. On behalf of our Amadeus management, I'd like to thank our speakers. Mark, Nesha, thank you so much for your time. I'd like to thank Reed, the organizers behind our the ATM virtual this year, which has been hybrid, as we all know by now. And most importantly, our viewers, our employees, our customers, our industry leaders, our IT partners. Thank you so much for joining our ATM virtual session. Now, let's rebuild travel together. And please, if you have any information that you'd like to, if you have any queries or information that you'd like to get more on, please don't hesitate to visit our website, www.amadeus.com. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for
Have a
this
good day.
opportunity.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mark, for the enriching our knowledge about the NDC.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, and wishing you both and everyone else a good day.
Bye.